Next Sunday is Father's Day. It's a day designed to show dear old dad a little love and respect, and along with being a well-known actor, my next guest is also a dad who realizes raising kids, especially girls, can be a bit of a challenge. That's my understatement for the morning. He's throwing out a lifeline now for other dads with his new book. He starred on The Sopranos. You've seen him in the life of the American teenager as the host of Investigation Discovery's Karma's a Bitch and the star of the Nickelodeon movie Nicky Deuce. His book is Big Daddy's Rules. Raising Daughters is Tougher Than I Look. Good morning, Steve Schirripa. How are you, sir?
How are you, buddy? How's everything?
Good to talk with you. I want to give you the heads up, too. Steve's going to be over at Bookends on 211 East Ridgewood Avenue in Ridgewood this coming Tuesday the 11th at 7 p.m. You can learn more about everything in Steve's world at his website, steveschirripa.com. And mention that, you're a dad, Steve, and it was two daughters it wound up being. Now, a lot of people who aren't parents always think, well, the guy, he wants a son. He wants someone to carry on the name and play ball with. When it came to kids, though, when you had two daughters, you were not disappointed.
No, it wasn't at all. First of all, of course, I just wanted them to be healthy, as we all do. But
sure.
I was absolutely fine with the daughters, and I played ball with her too. Both of my daughters were athletes, and we played catch a lot. Girls are harder, though. Girls are harder to raise as far as I'm concerned. A boy, you give him a ball, you give him a couple of Legos, they're fascinated by that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Girls are conniving, they're smart, they're cunning, they manipulate you. It's a little different deal, but I have enjoyed every moment of it.
How fast did you realize what you were up against with having girls?
Well, not until later on, until 11, 12 years old. You see they're pretty sharp, they're pretty smart. They take shots all the time. My daughter's still taking shots at me, 17 years old, she kind of knows the drill already, what I'll go for, what I won't go for, but she'll try one of these, so this is a story, this is at 7 o'clock at night. She'll come in, she'll say, so there's a party at 9, I'm going with so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. Yes, they'll be drinking. I'm not going to drink, I promise. I'll be home by 11:30. And I'll say, there's not a chance on this earth you're going to that party, right? And she goes, I know, but I had to take a shot, didn't I? So she knew all the answers. She came in with all the things because that's what I require. Who's going to be there? What's going to be there? Is they going to be drinking? What's going to happen? I want to know everything. So she came in prepared. So, for the most part, my daughters are 21 and 17 now. They are very nice girls. They're doing great. It's still always a challenge, they're getting older, but, I try to be present in their life, Big Daddy's rules, the first rule is I make the rules, okay? That's the first rule of this book, okay? I'm your father, I'm not your friend, but I'm the best friend you're ever going to have because no one's going to care about you as much as me.
I love what you say that, too, about being there but not being a kid's friend. I mean, you see some of these parents out there that, they're either trying to relive their childhood through their kids or they're trying to, like so many of the books say, don't smother your child, be a pal to them, and they become so permissive that the kid has no sense of values.
Absolutely, positively. You see that all the time. The father going out, getting a tattoo with a 17-year-old son. They think that's a bonding experience, The dad being a pal, the mom and dad, all right, invite your friends over Friday night, and they buy the keg. I see it constantly in my daughter's school. The parents provide the liquor for the underage kids. Flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. It happens all the time. It's easier. It's easier instead of disciplining them and going through all that. It's easier to say, hey, I'm your buddy. It's going to backfire in the end, as it always does.
Talking with Steve Schirripa, his book, Big Daddy's Rules, Raising Daughters is Tougher Than I Look. He's going to be doing a talk and a solo parental education session to be held at Bookends on Tuesday.
I don't know about parental education, but we're going to talk, we're going to laugh, we're going to talk about Sopranos, we're going to talk about whatever the audience likes to talk about, we've been doing a bunch of these. They've been going great. It's a lot of fun. I talk about show business. I talk about whatever question and answer, whatever they want to know.
And it's going to be coming up on Tuesday night, June 11, 7 p.m. Bookends is at 211 East Ridgewood Avenue in Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Yeah, I'll sign anything. We take pictures. The talks have been going really well, and people have their views. Most people agree. Some agree and don't do it. Don't carry out but they like to hear other people say it, and some parents totally agree. This is common sense parenting, as far as I'm concerned. Just common sense.
And plus you're speaking from the war zone versus a lot of people that write these books that don't even have kids sometimes.
Well, listen, this is the first parenting book I read, was the one I wrote, so I don't know anything about it. It's a different kind of parenting book. I did the Today Show. The segment producer said, I loved your book, and I've been doing this for 24 years, but I've never read a parenting book with 4-letter words in it. And I said, well, that's the way I speak, and that's how I write,
And it's inevitable. Parenting is going to involve 4-letter words. That's just something inevitable.
Well, I think so. In my world, it does. I mean, I don't curse at my daughters, but I do yell a lot. Big Daddy has a big heart, big temper, a big mouth. I yell, and that's kind of why I wrote the book, to let them know how I really feel about them. But, of course, maybe I don't always do it verbally, but I do yell. It clears the head. Yelling's okay. You don't have to talk calmly to your kid.
And you sort of
get their attention.
You sort of get out of the way early in the morning, too, right?
Yeah, get their attention. It doesn't matter. They know it's coming. And seriously. I mean, stop with this trying to explain and this therapeutic nonsense. Let's just get out there and do it. Get your hands dirty. Get in there. Be present in your kid's life. Know what she's doing, he's doing,
Mm-hmm. How are you when it comes to discipline with the kids?
Well, listen, when I have to, and it hasn't been much, like I tell my daughter, the first time I smell liquor on your breath after one of these parties, it's the last time, okay? You will not go to another one. So the first time, now, I wait up. I'm not saying whatever. I haven't smelled liquor on her breath. I'm not saying she doesn't drink because I'm not there, right? But that's first of all. I am not opposed to threatening, or I have even done it. I take it away. You're supposed to go to the concert in 2 weeks? Well, guess what? You're not going to that concert. My daughter, years ago, my older one, threw a party, very out of character for her. Not lying. 2 months, went to school and came home. No lie.
Wow. That's what they call parenting. Parenting, some people take it as a noun, some take it as a verb.
Absolutely. Absolutely positive. There was no, parenting, when I was growing up. You know what I mean? You respected your parents. You respected other people's parents. You looked them in the eye. It's kind of gotten away, but this is how I've done it. I'm not even giving advice. I'm just saying how I've done it, and I've done okay. And if I'm going to make mistakes, I'll make my own mistakes.
Well, a lot of people, I'm sure, listening right now, they always think, "Well, I want to be better than my parents were." But then you have to look at yourself. Did you turn out okay? Yeah, maybe your parents did do so bad.
I hear what you're saying, and I don't know about being better. I don't even know if I'm a good parent. I just said if I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to make my own mistakes. My mother was the better parent, shall we say, in my household. She took care of things. My father wasn't around a lot, and I don't think you learn by doing. You know what I mean? I don't think you're better at doing something because you say, "Well, I'll do what my father didn't do, and I'll be better." I don't even know if I'm a good parent. This is just what my wife and I have instilled in the kids, and they're good kids. So far, so good.
And some great stories, too, from a lot of Steve's friends. We're wrapping up our time with Steve Schirripa, who's going to be over at Bookends. It's coming Tuesday, June 11th, 7 p.m. at 211 East Ridgewood Avenue in Ridgewood, New Jersey, with his new book, Big Daddy's Rules. Raising Daughters is Tougher Than I Look, on the web at steveschirripa.com. And you're listening to Issues and Ideas. You got stories, obviously, firsthand through you. Anson Williams, who sounds like a great guy when it comes to parenting, especially with the odds stacked against him. He's
got 5 daughters.
Wow.
I think he might have just had a female granddaughter. I mean, he's got some great stories. He became a dad at an older age. Joe Piscopo, who we all love. Joe is the pushover dad. His kids get whatever they want. Nicest guy in the world, Joe Piscopo. Jimmy Vivina, he's a Jersey guy. He talks in there. Jimmy Vino from Conan O'Brien Band, and
sure.
We've got a lot of people. Tim Van Patten, Michael Imperioli, just people that have different views. I have a producer in there who allows his daughter, brought the boyfriend home from college. He let them stay in the same room in his house. Okay. I said, I don't think I would allow her to stay in my house if she was married, never mind just a boyfriend. He's a very liberal guy from England, and he doesn't have a problem with that.
Well, what you're going to get with Big Daddy's Rules, you're going to get some laughs, a lot of fun. You like celebrity stories, you're going to get those too. And you're going to get a little common sense attitude or maybe attitude readjustment when it comes to parenting. There's going to be times you got to be there, times you got to suck it up, and times you're going to have to go to the ballet and fun things like that.
I was so bored I wanted to cry at the ballet. I wanted to cry. I'm not lying. Cry.
Now, if you're going to check that out and then some when you get Big Daddy's Rules, Raising Daughters is Tougher Than I Look. Again, Steve's going to be over at Bookends this coming Tuesday, June 11th, 7 p.m. 211 East Ridgewood Avenue, Ridgewood, New Jersey. On the web at SteveSchirripa.com. Steve, happy Father's Day coming up, and you did a great job with the book. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you, buddy.